And welcome to another edition of the International Sunday School lesson. Today's lesson is entitled Ceaseless Love, and is taken from the book of Lamentations, 3rd chapter, verses 16 through 24. And it's for July the 7th, 2024, summer quarter, lesson number 7. Now, a little background information. This, of course, is from the book of Lamentations. And Lamentations is basically a set of poems, and they're acrostic poems. And unfortunately, because we are in English, we don't actually see the acrostic that is in the actual Hebrew poetry. And these poems are lamenting the condition of Judah after King Nebuchadnezzar invaded in 586 BC, which is a significant event in the history of the Jewish people. They had been disobedient to God and had not very well followed the law, the Torah, and God had sent prophets to prophesy to the people to let them know that things were going to happen that were going to really be catastrophic. And then in the Lamentations, it acknowledges that and documents when Nebuchadnezzar came in and he destroyed the country, and he hauled a vast majority of them off into Babylon. Lamentations 3:16 and 17. He has made my teeth grind on gravel and made me cower in ashes. My soul is bereft of peace. I have forgotten what happiness is. So we see here how the poet, which more than likely was Jeremiah, but we see here how the poet had talked about that, made the illusion of being knocked to the ground and having your face smashed into the gravel on the ground and having your teeth knocked out and ground out. And the poet is talking about how they are bereft of peace and have actually forgotten what happiness is. And you can have some kind of catastrophic event happen to you that upsets you so much that you actually forget what it's like to be at peace. And that is what the poet is talking about here, is that he had been so far away from peace and had been suffering for so long that he had forgotten what peace actually felt like. Lamentations 3:18 and 19. So I say, my endurance has perished. So has my hope from the Lord. Remember my afflictions and my wanderings, the wormwood and the gall. So we see here how that the poet is saying how that their endurance has perished and they have no hope. This is a real destitute situation. This is someone who everything has gotten to them to the point, and the depression has set in, and they have completely forgotten what hope even felt like. Lamentations 3:20 and 21. My soul continually remembers it and is bowed down within me. But this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. So here the poet is talking about how that they are beginning to contemplate something different, and they are beginning to have some hope. And when we are in these really destitute places, we need to have that same kind of mentality to where we begin to think upon the goodness of God and His mercy and the times that He has delivered us from all of our troubles. And we need to seek the face of the Lord, and we need to remember the goodness of God. Lamentations 3:22 through 24. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore, I will hope in Him. And we need to have that same kind of mentality where when things are going against us and we're having such a hard time of it, and we're going through a big trial, a big temptation, we need to contemplate on the faithfulness of the Lord and how the Lord loves us and how that He will see us through. We need to be focused on that. And that's what the poet is talking about here. How that they, even in all of their troubles, begin to contemplate the goodness of God. Well, friends, some concluding thoughts. I want us to really remember when we are going through our time of trouble that remember all the times that the Lord has seen us through, and to look to God for our deliverance and that hope. And it's important that we keep hope no matter how bleak things may look at any particular time. We need to keep our hope and trust in God. He's delivered us. He has turned things around in some of the most amazing ways. He has in my life. I'm sure He has in your life. And you need to remember all the times that He saw you through. Well, friends, good Lord willing, I'll be back with you next weekend.